One problem has been with psilocybin is that you've never taken enough, and you've never taken it often enough to be able to start morphing the neurons into higher levels of access into the multiverse. But you can't take the one dose and say, oh, well, I have to get some ketamine, and oh, well, I have to get some ayahuasca, and well, I have to get some salvia, and well, I have to get this and that and those things. You know, I've taken a lot of psychedelics, a lot of different psychedelics, because I speak and I want to be able to talk intelligently on it from experience. Not like many of the luminaries in the psychedelic realms who have books, who be at the parties eating strawberries and drinking champagne and have never taken any psychedelics at all. Or like Terrence McKenna said, it's a piss-ass amount, enough to say that they're in the genre without completely lying. Pair it with that organic artificial intelligence whose algorithms hit a certain frequency inside of your head, then you have access to that. Because many people in this audience, I've seen them. Everything imaginable, everything unimaginable. They want to say that, hey, you're hallucinating, it's all in your mind. No, some of the stuff I see on a Saturday night after I've taken 40 grams, I couldn't imagine that. You're hitting standalone systems that have absolutely nothing to do with the human effort. Hugo de Garis said is that we should move from SETI, which is search for extraterrestrial intelligence, to SEPI. SEPI is the search for infraparticle intelligence. In other words, the intelligence of the very small. This is where the super servers that generate the macro reality of which we exist in are contained. Under the Planck length, which is 10 to the negative 35, where scientists say that that's where everything's in, that's the smallest you can get, you can't go no smaller. You trying to tell me you got a pie that's smaller, you can't cut it in half? No, that's where it begins. Subatomic would look like. Let's move into this. Ansar, Lord of the Underworld. When they say underworld, they're not talking about under the ground, Dante's Inferno. They're talking about the subatomic realm from which this reality is generated. The magic carpet of Aladdin. This is a place, it's not just a carpet to sit on. They're not just good art, they're places. This is the place of study. This is what the mandala, once three-dimensionalized, becomes. It's a school. You go here to learn. You sit with the saints and spiritual people on the hyperdimensional realms and learn. Say, well, you take all these mushrooms, how do you integrate that? Say, I can't integrate 40 grams of mushrooms into the human dynamic. What am I going to do? Does it make you a better person? I would like it to, but doesn't necessarily have to be. You can still be an asshole eating mushrooms